Hello friends, so in this session we'll be talking about WACC, which is nothing but the weighted average cost of capital. And we have already studied that there are individual components of cost of capital. Okay, in my introductory lecture we had discussed that a company, in order to finance its day-to-day activities, depends on two main sources of funds, and they are nothing but first one is called as the owner's funds and second one is called as the borrowed funds. Okay, owners funds consists of funds which are raised by issuing equity shares or by issuing preference shares, all right. And borrowed funds are those funds which are raised either by issuing debentures or taking loans from financial institutions. Okay, so we have understood that each and every source of funds has their own cost. Okay, nothing comes for free, all right. So what we will do now is we will combine all those costs for all the sources of funds and learn how to find the weighted average cost of capital. All right, my dear friends, fine. So since the name of this method is called as the weighted average cost of capital, we will be learning how to assign weights to the cost of each sources of funds. Okay, matlab we will be finding the weight of cost of preference shares. For example, we will be finding the weight of cost of equity shares, or we will be finding the weight of cost of debentures in a particular capital structure. Okay, my dear friends, fine. So the weighted cost of all those sources will then be added up to find out the overall weighted average cost of capital. Okay, we'll be learning how to find the weighted average cost of capital as and when we solve the sums. Okay, my dear friends, fine. So the bottom line to remember for y'all is that WACC, which is nothing but the weighted average cost of capital, it indicates that how much the cost a company is bearing for each rupee that it invests. Okay, my dear friends, fine. So basically we are going to look two methods or two ways for calculating those weights, and the first one is called as the book value of weights and the second one is called as the market value of weights. Fine, my dear friends, we'll be learning how to solve for sums based on these two methods very nicely. Okay friends, fine. Let's solve the first sum for our day, where they are saying that AB Limited has obtained funds from the following sources. The specific costs are also given against them. Alright, so the sources of funds for AB Limited are by issuing equity shares, by issuing preference shares, by keeping retained earnings, okay, and by issuing debentures. Alright, fine. So the funds that a company AB Limited has raised by issue of equity shares is nothing but rupees 30 lakhs, by issuing of preference shares is nothing but rupees 8 lakhs, and they have kept retained earnings of 12 lakhs, and AB Limited has raised funds by issuing debentures worth rupees 10 lakh. Alright, my dear friends, fine. Now we have also been given the cost of capital, which means the cost of equity shares is nothing but 15%, cost of preference is 8%, cost of retained earnings is 11%, and cost of debentures is 9%. But one point to remember, my dear friends, this is the cost of debentures before tax. So we will have to find out the cost of debentures after tax. Alright, my dear friends. And for that, the information given in the question is that we have to assume the corporate tax rate as 30%. So what we will do now is we will find the cost of debentures after tax, and for that the formula is nothing but KD is equals to I into 1 minus T, where interest rate is nothing but 9%, which is already given to us here, and tax rate is nothing but 30%. So we will substitute those values and bring the final answer as 6.30%, and hence we can say that cost of debentures after tax is nothing but 6.30%. So we'll change this 9% and write 6.30% over here. Okay, my dear friends, fine. Now let's learn how to prepare a table. For that, just observe what I am saying right now. These are the three columns, right? We have to copy paste these three columns exactly over here. So what we will do is we will write the first column as sources of funds, second column as the amount, and fourth column as cost of capital. Okay, These are the three columns that is given to you in the question. Okay, so what we will do is we'll prepare the first column, second column and fourth column and copy paste what is given in the question exactly. Alright, and the extra two columns that we are going to prepare is for the weights, and lastly we have to find the weighted average cost of capital for each sources of funds. So we'll prepare two additional columns, that is one for weights and one for the weighted average cost of capital. Right, my dear friends? Fine. Now what we have to do is just remember that whenever you are combining all the weights together, the total comes out to be 100%, which can also be written as 1. Okay, so as you can see over here, we will write 1 in the last over here. Fine. Now we will learn how to find these weights. Okay, we will learn how we discovered these values. Alright, fine my dear friends. So what we will do is we will use बचपन का मैथ्स वाला लॉजिक्स. ओके, वेरी सिंपल. 60 lakhs 1 है तो 10 lakhs कितना होगा? आई एम रिपीटिंग वंस अगेन. 60 lakhs is 1, so 10 lakhs is how much? So what we will do is simply cross multiply. So if 60 lakh is 1, then 10 lakhs is how much? We will get the answer as 0.167. Now what I will do is I will use a calculator for your convenience purpose, and I will show you how to calculate and how we arrived at this 0.167 over here. Right? Just a second. Okay, so what we'll be doing now is we'll be multiplying this 10 lakh by 1, which is nothing but 10 lakh. Okay, but still let's do it. Into 1, and we'll be dividing it by 60 lakhs. So we get the final answer as 0.166. Okay, which can be written as 0.167 also. Right, my dear friends? Fine. So that's the way to solve for such type of sums. Now what we will do is similarly, we have these two figures now. 10 lakh is 0.167, then 12 lakhs is how much? Right? I'm repeating once again. 10 lakh is 0.167, so 12 lakhs is how much? Again what we will do is we will cross multiply, and after cross multiplying we will get the answer as 0.200. Okay my dear friends? Same way, if 12 lakhs is 0.200, then 8 lakhs is how much? We will get the answer as 0.133. Okay my dear friends? Fine. Similarly, if 8 lakhs is 0.133, then 30 lakhs is how much? Again we will cross multiply and get the answer as 0.500. Right my dear friends? Fine. Now what we will do is we will find the weighted average cost of capital, which means we will be calculating the last column now. Okay my dear friends, and for that what we will do is we will take a product, or we will multiply the previous two columns, which is nothing but weights, into the cost of capital of each sources of funds. So 0.5 into 15% is nothing but 7.50%. 0.133 into 8% is nothing but 1.06. Similarly, 0.2 into 11 is nothing but 2.2%. 0.167 into 6.3% is nothing but 1.05%. Alright my dear friends, and finally what we will do is we'll add all these numbers and get the final answer of WACC, which is nothing but the weighted average cost of capital for AB Limited is nothing but 11.81%. Right my dear friends? Fine. So what was the formula of WACC here? We simply multiplied the previous two columns, matlab weights into cost of capital, matlab cost of equity shares into weight of equity shares. Again, cost of preference shares into weight of preference shares. Now here, cost of retained earnings into weight of retained earnings. Similarly, cost of debentures into weight of debentures. Alright, so we multiplied both these numbers and we got the final answer as WACC. Okay my dear friends? Fine. So that's how we solve for sums based on weighted average cost of capital. Okay my dear friends? Fine. So let's solve one more question of similar type. where the question says that the capital structure of a company consists of equity shares of rupees 50 lakhs, 10% preference shares of rupees 10 lakhs, and 12% debentures of rupees 30 lakhs each. Okay, the cost of equity capital for the company is 14.7 percentage, and the income tax rate for this company is 30 percentage. So what they have asked us, calculate the weighted average cost of capital. So what we will do now is, we will read the given information in the question and prepare the first, second and fourth column exactly what is given in the question. Okay, so the sources of funds are equity capital, preference capital and debentures. So we write over here, and the amounts was also given in the question as 50 lakhs, 10 lakhs and 30 lakhs. So we record over here in the second column, and we take a total as 90 lakhs over here. Fine. Also the cost of capital for equity shares, cost of equity is given as 14.7 percentage. Fine. And here they have already given us that they have issued preference shares of 10%. Okay, malab they have given 10% preference dividend, so the cost of capital is 10 percentage over here. Now over here they are talking about 12% debentures, but they are before tax. So what you have to do now is, you have to calculate cost of debentures after tax, my dear friends. And for that we simply need the values of I and t, and we will be using the formula as KD is equals to I into 1 minus T. Alright, where the interest rate is nothing but 12 percentage, which is given over here. Tax rate is nothing but 30 percentage, which is given in the question already. Fine, simply substitute in this formula and we'll get the final answer as 8.40. Okay my dear friends, so this is the cost of debentures after tax. Right my dear friends? Fine. Now we'll proceed and learn how to find the weights. Okay, means we'll be learning how to discover these values in the third column. For that, what we know is that the combination of all these weights is always 100%, which can be written as 1 over here. Fine, and if this 90 lakhs is 1, then 30 lakhs is how much? Simply cross multiply. So we'll multiply this 90 lakhs, sorry, we'll multiply this 30 lakh with 1 and divide by 90 lakhs, so we get the final answer as 0.333. Okay, similarly if 30 lakhs is 0.333, then 10 lakhs is how much? Simply we will again cross multiply and get the answer as 0.111. Alright, and if this 10 lakhs is 0.111, then 50 lakhs is how much? Again we will cross multiply and get the final answer as 0.556. Okay my dear friends? Fine. So now we'll be preparing the final column, which is nothing but the weighted average cost of capital, and we know that the formula for weighted average cost of capital is nothing but the weight of particular source of fund into the cost of a particular source of fund, which means in this case, in our sum, what we will do is we'll multiply this weight of equity with cost of equity. We get the answer as 8.17, and we add them with weight of preference into cost of preference. We get the answer as 1.11, and finally we add this figure with weight of debentures into cost of debentures, and we get the answer as 2.80. And the combination of all these three components over here brings us the weighted average cost of capital, which is nothing but 12.08 percentage. Right my dear friends? Fine. So that's how we solved two simple sums and learned how to find the weighted average cost of capital with a given capital structure in the question. Okay my dear friends? Fine.